All right. What's good, everybody? This is Ryan Johnson with MoneyBass.com. All right. What is going on, guys? Man, seems like it's been a while, huh? Didn't quite make it out here last week as planned. We had a few technical difficulties going on, but we kind of made it through. All right, just give me a second. You know how the drill goes. Just got to get in here, get everything set up for you guys, get everything rolling. All right. And as you know, for everybody that is returning, please hit a 1 in the chat. Just want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay, see me okay. Make sure everything is set up right before we get into this evening. Guys, we have a special guest that is going to be coming in here. I know you guys have seen the title of this video and you have seen that thumbnail. Man, out there cashing checks, guys. Got him out there cashing checks. So you guys know that I basically went ahead and got involved in this thing called the BFL, the Bass Fishing League, guys. So out there trying to do my thing out on the Bass Fishing League circuit. It's kind of interesting. So we're going to get into it, guys. We're going to get into it. And as you know, as always, I have some on the water footage that we'll get into. So I'll kind of show you guys how my practice went. Then we'll kind of go through how my day went out on the water, tournament day, all that good stuff. And then, of course, we have a little segment called How Would You Fish It? So we'll get into that a little bit too. But I see you guys are coming into the chat. Really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. So let's have some fun with it, guys. And by the way, we're going to have some new people coming into the chat, guys. So want to give a special shout out to the Money Team. Got the Money Team in the house. I see you guys checking in. If anybody is interested in becoming a member of the Money Team, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. It pretty much just click on that. It'll give you the 411, the info of what it means to be a member of the channel and the special perks and things like that you get. So that link is pinned to the top of the chat. And also, as you guys come into the chat and into the live stream, there is a poll that I set up. So we're going to get into that too. So just take a look at the top of the chat. There should be a poll up there. And I'll just read it out to you real quick if I can get it up on the screen. Let's see. Let's see if I can get it up. Hold on just a second, guys. All right, so here we go. So the question of the evening is, which piece of information is most important when determining how or what to fish during a tournament? So let's say that you were going to be somebody that, might have a contact. You may be able to get a little inside scoop of what's going on. So what type of information do you feel would be, the most pertinent, the best thing that you would want to know? So we have what bait or lure to use. I see you guys are already getting active on that poll. Good deal. So what bait or lure to use, what type of location to fish, what type of cover to fish, and basically what type of location. That means like points, coves, ledges, like the different types of structure that's on the lake. And then what type of cover to fish is another option on there. So that'll be things like brush piles, docks. What other type of cover is out there, guys? Laydowns, rocks, things like that. And then finally, what is the best water clarity? So if you could have some information, tournament day is going to be tomorrow, and they will give you that one piece of information. Which one do you think is the most vital? All right, so there we go. Make sure you guys hop in there on that poll, and we'll come back and touch bases on that. Guys, feels good to be back. But man, seems like I'm always running around getting here at the last minute, guys. So I have everything set up. See you guys checking into the comments. All right. And again, want to give a shout out to all the new guys that we're going to have checking in. So seems like I may have made a few BFL friends this past weekend, guys. So we may have some new people checking in. So, just show them some of this Money Team hospitality that we have going on in here. And just for everybody that doesn't know, maybe joining us for the first time, what we generally do is get together every week, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we just talk about different topics, all related around fishing. So it may be going over electronics, different fishing techniques, tournaments. And then also the other thing is the guys come on here and brag. So we have guys that are crappie fishermen, bass fishermen, may have some catfish fishermen in here too. So everybody comes in here, just gives an update, what tournaments they fished, if they caught a PB, or, just how the weekend went for them. So we kind of go over that kind of stuff here, and also electronics. So one of the things that we do, if you guys, whether you're running Lowrance, Garmin, I run all Humminbird systems, but there are people in the chat that are members of the channel that are running all of these systems, guys. So if you're having questions about getting things set up, maybe you're having different problems with interference or any of that kind of stuff, always hop into the comment section, put your questions in there. If I don't answer it, there'll be somebody in the comments that'll probably hop in and give you the 411 on that also. All right, guys. So let's hop into the chat a little bit before we get this thing rolling. Give a few shout outs, see who we have checking in, see if we have any new people checking in. So yeah, all the new guys out there, if there's anybody in here that has fished a recent BFL or the BFL this past weekend on Lanier, please hit that in there. Just put BFL in the chat if you are fishing the BFL this season. All right, so let's see who we have checking in. Guys, we have Vernon Neal checking in. He says, MoneyBass, imagine that. I'm tuning in earlier. What's good? Vernon Neal made it on time. What is going on with that? Normally, he's not always here whenever we start, but he kind of makes it in eventually. All right, good deal. Then we have member of the money team, Mark Scott, a very, very strong supporter of the channel, and he is a member of the money team. Really, really appreciate you checking in and coming into the live stream. And look what we have here, guys.
Yes, sir.
We have Big Jim checking in, talking about what's up. Hey, everyone. All right, what is going on, Big Jim? Glad you can make it this evening. Great live stream last night. Went over some getting your units dialed in and all that good stuff. Good deal. All right, so we have Vernon Neal, Mark Scott, Big Jim. You guys hit me with the one to let me know everything is looking okay. We have a fellow rod bender in the house. Keith Ritchie, what is going on? Appreciate you coming in and checking into the live stream. All right, then we have Vernon Neal. Let's see who we have. Another member of the money team. All right, the money team is showing up, always supporting the channel, very strong. And again, the link to, if anybody's interested in becoming a member of the money team, joining the channel, the link to that is pinned to the top of the chat. Just click on that and you will see the perks that come along with that. And also, real quick, I see some people still coming into the live stream. So just to reiterate, we have a poll that is basically just asking a question: which piece of information is most important when determining how or what to fish during a tournament? Then you have a few options down there. So you guys hop into that poll. So that will be a part of our discussion and we'll get into tonight, guys. And of course, you guys have seen the title of the video. The title of the live stream and the thumbnail for the video. So we have a special guest. He's walking around with some big pockets right now because he did his thing this weekend. So we'll be bringing him up in just a second, guys. All right, then we have Jason, another member of the money team. What is going on? Really, really appreciate you checking in. Jason, strong supporter of the channel. Cajun Rob Fishing, what's going on? He is saying, what's up to Joseph B? Yeah, guys. So we have we're building a nice community here. Everybody's kind of like-minded. We want to get out here and get positive results, good results out here on the lakes, guys. So we're just building this community together. So as always, make sure you guys network in that comment section. You never know when someone's going to be in the same area as you, fishing the same lakes. You may be even competing against each other in some tournaments. And there are also a few guys that have linked up and fished together after they met in the comment section on the channel. So it's always a good deal, guys. All right, so that's what I'm talking about. So we have everybody introducing themselves, saying what's up, all that good stuff. We have Cajun Rob. I forgot Cajun Rob is out there doing it big. He's fishing the Toyota series. So he said Toyota on Gunnersville was tough, especially day 2. Ooh, yeah, I heard about that. So how'd you do out there, Cajun Rob, on the that Toyota series on Lake Gunnersville, home of the big fish? All right. And once again, want to give a special shout out to everybody, all the new guys that are tuning into the live stream. We do this every Tuesday at 8 p.m. So really, really appreciate you checking in. Guys, you see the smile on my face. I'm looking a little ahead. I see some other people checking into the live stream tonight. So we're gonna have a good time, guys. So just a quick recap. I see some more people have come in. I'm going to pull up the footage from the BFL that I participated in this past weekend, the Bass Fishing League. It took place on Lake Lanier this past weekend. And of course, I have some video footage out on the lake, show you guys what I was looking at, kind of talk to you about what my pattern was for the day. Did it work? Did it not work? Was it good? Was it bad? What was my plan? All that good stuff. And then we have a special guest that will be coming up, and I'll bring him up shortly, guys. All right, so let's see who else we have checking in here. So Big Jim says Cajun Rob. So yeah, so we have some guys in here networking. Who is this? Who is this? Mako Mills is checking in. Strong supporter of the channel. Really appreciate it. And guys, I want to give a big shout out to Mako Mills, to Jason, to Mark Scott. Goodness, I don't want to leave anybody out, but basically Lanier Bates, lanierbates.com. So basically, guys, these are people that sponsored this past weekend's BFL for MoneyBass. All right. So really want to give a big shout out to those guys for helping out, for contributing to the channel. Really appreciate that. And while I'm mentioning that, if you take a look down at the bottom of the screen, it says special thank you to all the chat's channel members of the Money Team and the Patreon members. And just here we go. Special thank you so much to the sponsor of the stream, Mark Scott. So Mark Scott is the current sponsor of the live stream. And what I say each week is this channel is supported by you guys, the viewers and subscribers of the channel. So whoever gives the largest super chat, super sticker, cash app, that is the sponsor of that night's live stream, guys. So right now, Mark Scott, member of the Money Team, always stepping in strong. He is the current sponsor of the live stream. Really appreciate that. And I think Mako has stepped up to the plate a few times too, and took that #1 position and sponsored a few shows. So really appreciate that. What is going on, Mako? All right, so let's see. I see you guys in here just talking back and forth. All right, good job. All right, then we have Joseph. What is going on, Joseph? Another member of the Money Team. He says, nah, man, I want to know who gets the Duralast. We can't be bringing that up yet. I don't even know if Chicken Hawk is going to show up. But just to bring that up, what he is referring to is we are going to be putting together a little small intimate type tournament. I mean, there'll probably be like 10 boats or so. So if anybody is interested in coming out to Logan Martin at some point, just send me a message on Instagram or just hit me up in one of the comment sections. But Instagram will probably be better so I can keep track of it that way. But we'll probably have like a little small pot tournament, just get together, maybe cook out some things like that. And let me go out there, meet Chicken Hawk out on Logan Martin so I can beat the brakes off of him, as he always puts it. And then we can come back and report that back to you guys. But that's what Joseph is talking about. Really appreciate you supporting the channel, Joseph. All right, then we have Deshaun Peck. What is going on? Glad you are checking into the live stream. All right, so you have Cajun Rob. All right, just kind of getting through here, guys. So I'm just going to finish up a few shout outs, and then we will go ahead and get right into the meat of the live stream, meat of the conversation tonight, which is the BFL that took place on Lake Lanier. Go over some different techniques, some different, just some different game plans and strategies that may or may not have worked out there on the lake this weekend. All right, then we have Cajun Rob. He says, my boater day one beat the brakes. Whoa, he brought the brakes, 24 pounds plus. Okay, so Cajun Rob, you're fishing as a co-angler on the Toyota series. Good deal. 24 pounds. Hey, that's a pretty good bag out there. On Gunnersville, though, I know they probably bring in some 30-pound bags and things like that on that lake. All right, then we have Joseph says, boom, that's what I'm talking about, Rob. There you go. All right, and then we have David. Let's see, David, how do you pronounce that? Niket says 14 inch of snow coming. Gonna be a while before I can try out my Mega Live. Ooh, now that sounds pretty tough. I don't know if you want to be out there testing it out in that snow. So I understand what you're saying with that one. But hey, you can kind of live vicariously through us. We'll be out there on the water so you can get some get some good feedback and stuff like that. Guys, hold on. Wait a second. What do we have going on? Stop the show. We have a sponsor of the show. Hold on just a second, guys. Look what we have here. Paul Gavinsky stepping in strong. Man, Paul Gavinsky. And take a look next to his name, guys. He has a badge next to it. He is a member of the Money Team. All right, so Money Team stepping in strong. Really appreciate that, Paul. Yeah, we've been talking on Instagram and getting some information over to you about that tournament that's coming up, but really appreciate it. So guys, like I always say, whoever gives the highest super chat, super sticker, cash app to the channel becomes the sponsor of that night's live stream. So right now, stepping in at the #1 spot, we have Paul Gavinsky, member of the Money Team. All right, guys. So what I have to do, if you take a look down at the bottom of that screen, you see where it says special thank you so much to the sponsor of the stream, Mark Scott. Now, Mark Scott is a member of the Money Team, but Paul Gavinsky has stepped in and said, hey, hold up, swole up. Let me get in here and put in a little work. I am the new sponsor of the show. So let me go in here and change this banner real quick, guys. Just bear with me. All right, so we have Mark Scott. Really appreciate you for supporting the last live stream. But now we have Paul Gavinsky stepping in strong, the current sponsor of tonight's live stream. Let's see, Paul Gavinsky. Let me make sure I put some respect on his name, guys. Get the spelling right. Hold on just a second. Bear with me. All right, there we go. So now say that. All right, there we go. So take a look at the bottom of the screen, guys. We have special thank you so much to Paul Gavinsky sponsoring tonight's live stream. So he is in the current #1 spot, guys. He is the current sponsor of the live stream. Really appreciate that. All right, so let me hop back into the comments real quick, and then I will go ahead and pull up the video. I know time is moving, guys. Time is moving. You guys are getting active in the comments. So let's do this. Let me try to get through these real quick, and then I will go ahead and pull up the video so you guys can take a look at that. All right, hold on one second. Let me just make sure I get back to my spot. All right, so here we go. Cajun Rob says Toyota Gunnersville. So that's the Toyota series of Gunnersville was one deep on an A-rig and forward facing sonar. How about that? Is that kind of surprising? Then we have Michael Jenkins. What is going on? Really appreciate you stepping into the show, supporting the channel as always. Really appreciate that. All right, and let me see. Okay, so we have Andrew Blanton. All right, so with Andrew Blanton, did you fish the BFL out on Lake Lanier, or what series are you fishing? Really appreciate you joining into the live stream, guys. And like I said, we're gonna have some new guys in the comment section and watching these live streams tonight, guys. So all the members of the Money Team, I want you guys to get active. Just check and see what type of comments the guys are having. If they have questions or anything like that, always hop in there. Feel free to respond and answer people's questions. And I see we have Harry. What's going on, Harry? Harry says, what's going on, MoneyBass? Hope you are doing well, even though you threw a shot last night. Oh, you caught that, huh? Yeah, man, just a little shot. All right, then we have Josh Henley. All right, he is a subscriber to the channel, but I haven't seen you in the comments too often, but glad to have you here supporting the channel. He says, checking in, Justin Nalley representing Fayetteville, Georgia. Got Fayetteville, Georgia in the house. All right, good deal. All right, let's see who else we have. Bottom line Outdoor says fish the Texas Team Trail. All right, so you guys are out there cashing some checks, getting into these tournaments. Yeah, I mean, it's a good deal. This tournament season got started, guys. I was kind of excited about it. Looking forward to the next stop, but let me not get too far ahead of myself so we can focus on this Lake Lanier for tonight. All right, so Cajun Rob says BFL Mountain and Volunteer Division and Toyota Central. All right, good deal. All right, let's see who else we have. Chauncey's checking in. Chauncey says, on point tonight, fam. There we go. So how'd you do out there, Chauncey? I know you were fishing the Lake Lanier BFL as a co-angler. So drop it in the chat. Let us see how you did out there. I already see you talking about redemption on West Point. But yeah, so let me know how you did out there on Lanier. Then Harry says, sounding good, but not looking good. Come on, Harry. What's going on? Not looking good. I mean, check out the merch, man. I got the merch. I'm looking halfway decent. All right, then we have Jason checking in. Don't tell me it's about to be a battle out here. So we got Jason says, hey, Mako, how are you, brother? Good deal. All right, and let's see, guys. Let me just get through here real quick. Okay, yeah, you guys are very active in the comments. So let me do this because we're already rolling. Time is moving, and I know you guys want to know what happened this past weekend. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull up the video footage from whenever I was out practicing on the lake and just get into a little bit of what I did during the tournament. As you guys know, I'm fishing the tournaments, I'm recording, I'm not editing, but I'm out there doing a little bit of everything, trying to get this footage to you guys. So I did not get all of my fish catches and did not realize it until yesterday when I was going through the footage. But without further ado, let me go ahead and share the screen. And hold on one second, guys. All right, so this is going to be the Lake Lanier footage. This is my one of my practice days. So I'll kind of go through here and, you know, just kind of show you guys what my strategy was, what my game plan was, what I was fishing, and always go show a little bit of electronics. So kind of mix it up for you guys. We can have some fun with it. All right. And you guys can continue getting active in the comments. Guys, I see you guys are very active in the comments. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with you this time. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this footage, and then I'll see where we're at in the comments, and, you know, then we'll get to it. And we might have a little special guest or two, you know, that I might have to bring up for you. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look and get into this on the water footage. Today, I have been focusing on rocks and trying to sit the boat out in about anywhere from 20 to 30 feet range, and then just casting back shallow and bringing my bait all the way back to the boat. So this is to kind of give you an idea of what I'm looking at, guys. I will show you my settings in just a second, but with the live imaging, I'm out here. All I do is just pan this to the left and right, just seeing if I see any fish. There's a little bit of cover out there. I have that set at about 85 feet. For me, I found that that is good. Let me go ahead and show you guys my settings. A lot of you guys have been asking that. And the other thing, guys, let me just show you this other color palette. There are my settings right here. And let's just take a look at this other color palette I was telling you about, number 10. All right, so that color palette number 10, I kind of like that one too. You see how it makes everything kind of hot. But another thing that you guys want to definitely do is play around with the different color palettes. Depending on the location that you're at, sometimes it'll make the bait show up a little bit better. Sometimes it makes the fish show up a little better. So you want to kind of get used to doing that. But that 360 and that live imaging combo, it is a beast out here on the water. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get to some fish catches. I know that is what you have been wanting to see. So let's get to it. There you go, guys. Finishing up a very productive day out here on the water. All right, let's go ahead and get these fish back in the water. There we go. Some nice ones, guys. Nice. Look at that right there, guys. I have to go ahead and mark that. And I have to go back and fish it right now. All right, so let me put a waypoint right there. Another waypoint right there. Just mark it twice. That is waypoint 2240. So now when I turn back around, it will make it quick and easy to get right on that location. And I have a very good idea that I am about to catch one or two of those fish, guys. Let's get to it. All right, taking the time to scan can unleash some hidden gems, guys. All right, so take a look at that. So looking at it on the map, you can't really tell if there's too much there, but on that side imaging, oh man, check it out. That is a nice little cluster of rocks. Doesn't mean there'll be fish on there, but you know I have to throw that shaky head down there just to see how it feels. And depending on the depth, once I throw that down there, I may pick up something like a rock crawler, something like that, bang that off the rocks a little bit. But it's fun, guys. Got to get out here and use those electronics. So let's get to work. Here we go, guys. And it has the craw pinchers in its mouth. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good, guys. Got to see how everything holds up. We have a cold front coming in this weekend though. So as you see, it is nice and sunny today. It is supposed to be sunny on Saturday also, but the temperatures are going to drop kind of significantly. So we'll see if this holds up but I'm pretty confident on what I've found so far for the past 2 days that I've been coming out here. But there you go, guys. Look at the stomach on that. And like I said, in its mouth, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see they are definitely eating crawfish. All right, guys, let's get to it. All right, now that was a nice fish. I used my 360 to get that one. So if you take a look right here, you can see all that the cluster of rocks right there to my right. And pretty much on the live imaging, I have that it's locked right now on spot lock, so it's moving back and forth on its own. You can kind of see some structure out there. Every once in a while you'll see some fish, but that's directly in front of me. But what I was doing was focusing on these rocks, guys, and that is what caught that 3-pounder that you just saw me get to the boat. So like I said, guys, make sure you join us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we, talk a little about some fishing, about some electronics, and we always have the How Would You Fish It segment. All right, so there you go, guys. Take a look at that 360 imaging. Man, oh man. Now you guys know I love fishing offshore. Take a look at those fish that are stacked up right above that cover out there. So although I'm running a shallow water pattern today, had to come out here and take a look. So I have my live imaging set up, guys. It's set up out to 75 feet. You can see those fish stacked up pretty well out there. What is the depth out here? About 26 feet. But gonna throw a few things out here and see if I can get those fish to hit it. Really, I haven't really been having too much success out here catching these fish offshore, so that's why I went ahead and changed over to a shallow water pattern. But let's go ahead and have some fun with it and see what I can do, guys. Let me go ahead and get that back on there for you one more time. There we go. Look at them. They're kind of moving away from it a little bit. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? All right, there they go, guys. Yeah, there they go. See them kind of moving around. All right, let me get out there on before they take off on me. All right, so I figured out where the smaller fish are at. This is the first non-keeper that I've caught in a while, but caught that one on a spoon. Still scanning. All right, here's some rocks right here on either side, and went over that little hump right there, so I'm getting out to a little deeper water. So let me go ahead and mark this stuff right here. Go ahead and stop that and start marking this area real quick so I can come back to it later. All right, found another area. Look at that nice line of rocks right there. You can see a little bit on that side, but let me go ahead and mark this side over here. Go ahead and stop it and start marking this. It is pretty much time for me to head in for the day, guys. But it has been a successful day out here on the water. Found a lot of fish, and I also caught a few just so I could see what size those fish were. But as you see, I'm just going through here, just kind of marking this area. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. So that kind of gives me an idea of what I need to do whenever I come back out to this spot. There you go. That's pretty much how it looks once I have it all lined up and outlined. I kind of outlined that area right there where those rocks were at. All right, I'm not gonna flip this one, guys. Oh. Oh, yeah. All right, so very, very successful day out here on the water. I have found the pattern that I'm looking for, guys. There we go. Look at that thing. To check out this ditch real quick. Running right through there. Not really seeing any fish out there. There's a nice brush pile sitting right off the side of that ditch. Still no fish though. Let's see. Spin around, run through here one more time. Here we go, guys. All right, so this is my side imaging. Look right here, you can see it's on mega imaging. This is my down scan, and as you see, I do not have that on mega imaging right now, but look how clear that picture is. There aren't any fish in there, but you can really get a good idea of how clear that is right there. Let's take a look at that side imaging too. When we went over it, so you can kind of see that ditch coming right up into there. That may be just some prop wash or something like that whenever you're seeing that. And then that's how that that brush pile looks like a lay down out there submerged. But there you go, people. All right. So let me just pause that real quick. Let's pause that real quick, guys. So what we are about to get into now is tournament day. This is going to be kind of a quick snippet, a quick look into my day on the water. There isn't really much footage to go over, but on top of that, I did not get all of my fish catches. So I'm going to play this tournament day snippet. Then we will, got a little special guest that we'll be bringing up in just a second. But let me do this real quick because I see you guys are very, very active in the chat. So I don't want to get too far behind, guys. Well, actually, I think that's out of the question. You guys are active. You guys are getting active in the chat. Want to give a big shout out to the current sponsor of the show, Paul Gavinsky, member of the Money Team. Really, really appreciate that. Man, really appreciate that, Paul. Hey, do me a favor, guys. Everybody just put Paul in the chat real quick. Just want to, he's sponsoring this live stream tonight, guys. So, got to give him a little special something. All right, let's see who else we have checking in. We have Joseph B. Fishing. He says, yo, did Money win some money? I don't think Money won some money, but Money spent a little money. So, yeah, I spent a little money. We might talk to somebody who knows about getting some money this weekend. All right, then we have Joseph. He's saying, what's up? Special shout out to Joseph B. Fishing, guys. Make sure you check out his channel. He is the person who designed my logo, that MoneyBass logo. And if anybody's interested in the merch, the hats, the hoodies, the t-shirts, the link for that is down below, right below the video. So you guys can take a look at that. All right, so let's see. We have Mako Mills stepping in. Let's see what Mako has to say. He says, Mark Scott, Jason, we may have to let him know who he's playing with. Doesn't he know whose house it is? Whoa, Paul G, really? I don't think Mako saw that $50 super chat coming in before he sent that message. All right, then we have Jason says, get you some, Paul Gavinsky. There we go. All right, so we have Mark, member of the Money Team. You guys are in there getting active. All right, so let's see. I'm going to kind of just skip through a few of these and then play this last snippet of this video, guys. Really, really appreciate everybody that is new to the channel, tuning in to check things out. And guys, we are going to get into some good stuff tonight. So if anybody is out there, has some social media or just has some contacts, which we all do, reach out and let somebody know what is going on, what you're watching tonight, so this community can continue to grow. We're going to get in here, share some good information, guys. just get better on the water, have a good time with these live streams. So yeah, share these live streams. And also, if you have not already hit the like button, please hit the like button on the way in, guys. It really does help out the channel. All right, so let's see who else we have coming in here. So we have My Opinion.
Yes, sir.
He is checking in saying Paul came in like a wrecking ball. Yeah, I think Paul did. I think he kind of shut everybody down kind of quick. All right, so Paul says, I was shocked when I got beat on the last one. Had to come out strong. Oh yeah, Mako. Mako and Jason, they being kind of quiet. What's going on? Then we have Mark Scott says, Jason, we need to hook up. I'm in what is that? Hartville. All right, so that's exactly what I'm talking about, guys. You guys out there need to go ahead and make sure you network, just communicate with each other, because like I said, a lot of you guys are in the same area, fishing the same tournaments. You can get together, share information, help each other out on the lake, all of that good stuff, guys. So yeah, Mark and Jason, I know you guys have been trying to link up, so good deal with that. Uh-oh, guys, hold on just a second. Do we have something that needs a little bit of attention? Oh, Vernon Neal. Vernon Neal said, I'm not scared. He said, I'm not scared of Paul Kavinsky. He came in and dropped a $60 super chat. No question, no comment, just the pure love and support of the channel. Really, really appreciate that, Vernon. Like I said, guys, all of this is going into the channel to help support the channel and keep everything going, guys. Right now, you guys, these funds are going to support the next BFL that's coming up, guys. So really, really appreciate that. Really appreciate that, Vernon Neal. All right, so as always, I always say, whoever gives the highest super chat, super sticker, cash app to support the channel becomes the sponsor of that night's live stream. So let me get in here and do a little work. Drop that banner. Just bear with me real quick, guys. So Paul Kavinsky was the sponsor of the live stream, but we have Vernon Neal stepping in. Vernon said, hold up, swole up. I think tonight is my night. I am going to sponsor this BFL live stream. See what's going on. All right, here we go, guys. So if you take a look down at the bottom of the screen, it now says special thank you so much to the sponsor of the live stream, Vernon Neal. Really, really appreciate that. All right, and let's see, guys. Let me just step through here just a little bit more. Let's see. Hold on. Where am I at? Don't let me lose my place, guys. There's a lot going on. Like I said, you guys are getting real active in the comments. Oh, wait a minute. I see a special guest in here. Who is this? We have the Epic Boy says, what's up, money? Chad and I are here. Let's go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, make sure you guys keep me posted on your next tournament so we can do another recap and have you guys back on the show. So if you guys don't know Epic Boys Fishing, they are some great, man, just some great fishermen, some great guys. Chad and goodness, I forgot Nick. Yeah, Nick Dupree. So Chad and Nick, really appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out the channel. And make sure you guys go and check out their channel, Epic Boys Fishing. They do a lot of great content on Lake Lanier out there, catching some large spots. And he's been putting out some great shorts lately too. So definitely check him out. All right, and hold on, guys. Just bear with me. Let me just get back in here. Just want to make sure I did not miss any of my money team members when they're putting their comments in here. All right, so there we go. So I'm back getting caught up a little bit. There we go. Jason. So Jason says, for sure, Mark, I was thinking about hitting what is that? Portage this weekend. All right, so there we go, guys. Yeah, make sure you guys are linking up and making things happen out there. So Paul Kavinsky says, my buddy fished Lanier, but I have no idea how he did. All right, so yeah, we can look him up. He says, looking forward to West Point. Oh, there we go, guys. So Paul, are you going to be fishing West Point? I think you are, right? So yeah, maybe I'll meet you out there on West Point. Good deal. All right, then we have Mark Scott says, I have 4 ionic lithium batteries. Amazing. 4 birds on my boat, Mega Live and Mega 360, and 2 Raptors. Never use more than half in a day. So yeah, those lithium batteries, a lot of guys are switching over to those. All right, guys. So I'm just trying to cruise through here real quick. All right, so let me go ahead and play this on the water footage from the tournament day. This will just be a few minutes real quick, and then we'll get right back into it, guys. Hold on one second. Let me just drop this down out of the way. All right, here we go, guys.
From 34 through 116, it'll be a 4 o'clock. 117 through 139, your second time is at 4:15. Boats 140 through 162, your second time is 4:30. But once again,
All right, my day started off rough, guys. It's about 20 something degrees, I believe, and my fingers were too cold to untangle that knot, so I just had to cut my line and start back over with that one. And on this one right here, I was actually stuck in some rocks, and as I popped that out of the rocks, that's when it picked it up. And this was my biggest fish of the day, guys. It was close to 4 pounds, just a little under 4 pounds, I believe.
Go. 3.5. Go. Good job.
All right, there we go, people. Starting the day off. Co-angler started the day off with one. Had to follow up and get me one to the boat too. All right, looking. Had to make a quick run over to another location. And let me just pause it real quick. I will give you guys a very quick recap because as you saw, that was some very quick footage. All I had was just that one catch that I caught on the water. So basically at that first location, my co-angler came in swinging. He got one right off the bat with a jerk bait. Then I came in, followed up with two behind it. Both of those fish were in that three pound plus caliber range. Both of those came off of a shaky head, off of what you saw me during my practice. And from there, things kind of slowed down a little bit. So that's when I made that run that you just saw, headed over to another area where I started fishing a point. Pretty much my game plan, guys, was shaky head, slow all day. So I knew I was going to get a very limited number of bites. So with that, the key thing was bringing those fish to the boat, which did not happen. So I was able to get 3 fish, guys. All of those fish were good. I was on a good pattern, but I missed 3 of my fish. I just didn't connect with them good enough to get them to the boat. So finished up with 3 fish. So now let's go ahead and finish taking a look at the weigh-in, and then we'll get into the meat of the live stream. Here we go, guys. All right, people, finishing up the day here at BFL on Lake Lanier. Was able to get 3 fish. Let's take a look at them and head to the scales. All right, there we go. 1 and 2. They were some pretty decent fish. All right, there we go. There's fish number 3.
Those are that man.
On the scales, whoa, you can't see it down there. We got 5 on there. Good bag of fish, putting you in second place. 5 cracking the scales at 19 pounds and 3 ounces. 19.3 getting it done for second place. 412 in there by any chance? Regardless, you're going to have to hold one up. You got the whole family here. Ryan Johnson, Sugar Hill, Georgia boater, 3. Cash bag and all. 3 fish. Fished Lake Lanier last year for his first event. Going to follow it up this year with his second event. He's got 3 that goes 10 pounds and 9 ounces. Hold them up for the fam, man. That's what it's about. Got your family here. Hey, where's your phone at, man? Look, Mama's got one. Sister's got one. Where's mine? You can borrow mine. It's that way you look like them.
Take a picture.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got it?
Appreciate y'all.
All right, there we go, guys. Let me pause it right there. All right. So there we go. Like I said, guys, I was able to get 3 to the boat. My weight was 10.08 with 3 fish. So, I was on my way to a good bag. I just didn't follow through on my end. So my pattern, everything like that laid out just fine. I knew it was going to be a slow day for me based on what I was finding out there. There may have been some guys that were out there killing it, catching a lot of them, but me, I had to rely on getting the fish that the bites that I got to the boat, which I did not execute on. So, that's how things ended up for me. But real quick, guys, what is this? We have a new sponsor of the live stream. We have Jason, member of the MoneyTeam, stepping in strong. He says, here we go. Oh my goodness. Jason stepped in with the $70 super chat. Man, you getting me tongue tied a little bit. Really, really appreciate that, Jason. Very, very strong supporter of the channel. Really, really appreciate that. Man, guys, each week putting these things together, coming together, meeting with you guys, just having fun in these goodness, having fun on these live streams in the comment section. It's always a great time. Really, really appreciate that, Jason. So like I always say, whoever gets the highest super chat, super sticker, cash app for that night's live stream is the sponsor of that live stream. So now let's change it up a little bit. So special thank you to Vernon Neal, but Jason stepped in and said, hold up, swole up. I'm a member of the money team, so I have to come in here and represent. So Vernon Neal is getting knocked to the side just a little bit. Let's go ahead and change that up and put Jason in here. Update this banner for you guys real quick. All right, there we go. So if you take a look down at the bottom, we now have special thank you so much to the sponsor of the stream, Jason, a member of the money team. Really, really appreciate that. All right, guys. So, you guys are showing a lot of love tonight. So I'm going to try to get through some of these, the chats and everything. I see a lot of members of the money team in here getting active. So let me do this. We have a special guest that, is going to come in here and kind of show us how to do things right. So let me give him a proper intro. Let's see if we can. Let's see.
Give a round of applause for your champion with a total tournament earnings of $5,970, Mr. Justin Nalley. Woo! All right, folks. First tournament as a boater, right? Fished for a co-angler for a bunch of tournaments. It's how the game's to be played. Put in your time, learn how to play the game, get comfortable tournament fishing, go up to the boater side. First tournament as a boater and smoke, y'all. Just saying. Give it to him. How about that, buddy?
Thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank my wife back at home for putting up with me, letting me come out here and do this. It's been a great week. Stand on God,
Yeah. What a great ending. He's a champion. Woo!
There we go, guys. That is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about, guys. All right. And I guess you guys saw that in that quick little interlude, we had something else happen. We had Mako Mills step in. He's like, I'm not going to let Jason breathe. I'm going to come in and put my elbow on his neck. He said, Jason, I got your six, brother. I don't think they understand. Let's go. Oh, my goodness. All right, guys, let me change this up real quick. Just bear with me because like I always say, whoever supports this channel the strongest for that evening is the sponsor of that live stream. So let's see. Jason, we got Mako Mills said he wants his name to, he wants his name to be known in these YouTube streets. All right, so let me change that up real quick and got to check the spelling. Have to make sure I put some respect on his name. Mako Mills stepping in strong with the 71. So guys, you guys got me taking some notes down here. So we have Mako. Mako is the current sponsor of the live stream with that $71 super chat. Really, really appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Mako, you're out here doing it big, man. Really, really appreciate it. All right, guys. So what we are going to get into, let me just drop this down, but I will bring you back up again, Mako. All right. So guys, without further ado, I know we've been trying to get into it. A lot is going on. Without further ado, let's go ahead and see who we have checking in this evening. There he is, the man of the hour. What is going on? Justin Nalley, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing pretty good, pretty good. All right, guys. So if you can hear him okay, see it's okay, make sure you hit us up with a 1 in the chat. Just want to make sure everything is looking good, sounding good. And also make sure if you have not answered that question in the poll, answer that question in the poll because we're going to get to that too. So we're going to have some fun with it, guys. All right. So what is going on? How's everything going?
It's going good, man. Just living the dream.
I bet, man. I heard the story that he was telling. Going from a co-angler. So this is the thing. We did have a live stream maybe about 2-3 weeks ago where we were talking about a 50% cast to catch ratio. The conversation kind of went a little away from what we were talking about. But you have a 100% boating to winning ratio. So you went from fishing as a co-angler since what, 2019, 2020, somewhere around in there?
I think it was 2018, 2019. So this is
Right.
my 4th year fishing the FLW MLF format.
Gotcha. And straight from that, getting that boat, going out there and getting it done on the lake. So I mean, how does it feel? I mean, what was that feeling going across that stage and getting that trophy and getting that check?
Man, it was unreal. I wasn't expecting it. I had a okay practice. I fished Thursday, Friday. I had 2 bites.
Whoa.
2
Wait a
bites
minute.
Friday.
Okay, I was gonna say, so you saying 2 bites, like one on Thursday, one on Friday. Yeah. So tell us about your practice. How did your practice go?
So Thursday, I had 3 bites. I caught 3 good fish, and I found it at the end of the day. Well, I wanted to go practice again Friday, but that wind, it was really bad. So I
It
wasn't
was
able
brutal.
to run around on the lake at all. And I
Right.
wasn't able to expand on it. So I kind of stayed in one creek, fished it from the start to the back, and I got some bites in there. So I was like, okay, maybe I can come in here if I need to. And it just, on tournament day, it just kind of all came together. I just went and started where I got some bites and didn't get any bites there. Expanded on it a little bit, caught one, and then it was like every hour after that, I started catching one. Every place I ran to, it was
Wow.
just right
So
decision.
that was tournament day.
That was right.
Wow. Okay. So those are the type of days you love. So on Thursday, you said you caught how many? One fish on
I
that
caught 3
Thursday?
fish on Thursday.
Okay.
I caught 2 fish at like 5 p.m.
Ooh. So when you catch them that late in the day, you're thinking like, man, this isn't really gonna count during tournament time, but
Right.
maybe it'll give me a little bit of information that I can build off of. So that was Thursday. And then
Correct.
how'd you do on Friday?
So Friday, I went back out. It rained all night Thursday night. I got up, was going to go out there, when the sun come up, but I didn't get out there till about 8:30, and the wind it was picking up. It was like 35 miles per hour winds, and I wasn't really able to run all over the lake, kind of like I wanted to expand on what I learned the day before.
Right.
I just put in one creek, and I just stayed in there as much as I could, fished, to probably about 3 o'clock, and I was like, all right, I think I found out what I need to do in here if I need to come in here. And I
Right.
called it a day of around 3, 4 o'clock. Went back, got everything rigged up for tournament day.
Gotcha. Okay. So how did you feel going into tournament day based on that Thursday and Friday? Because you had just a little bit of information to piece together from both of those days.
I was just ready to go fishing. I didn't know what I had some previous experience out there. A couple of years ago as a co-angler, I finished second.
Right.
My dad had a boat back then. I wasn't able to go out using, I didn't have a boat. I had a duck hunt boat and I couldn't fish out of it. So I used his boat to go out practice for some of the co-angler events to try to help me. If my boater wasn't on anything, maybe I could share some information with him, or if I found some spots that held some fish, we could run to.
Gotcha.
The gentleman I drew out with, he knew the lake really well. His name was Nathan Ragsdale. He took me out and we had an awesome day.
Okay. That was your co-angler for that Saturday?
That was my boater.
Oh, your boat. Okay, I got you.
Lake.
Gotcha.
And in that tournament, I had 4 fish. At the end of the day, I asked him if we could go hit one of those spots, and he was like, "If you got some confidence in it, we can go hit it." So I was like, "Yeah, I
Gotcha.
caught 2 fish on it near practice. Maybe it will, hold up." So we went over there, and I caught like 10 fish back to back on one like specific piece of cover, and he just was helping me cull them. So since that day, every time I go out to that lake, I go hit that creek just to see if I can, kind of relive that moment. But
Right.
it just, and that's where it was.
Gotcha. Good deal. So that was your Thursday, Friday. So then
Right.
going into Saturday, man, it was cold. I mean, I had my hot hands ready. I had 8 of them. I had 8 of those things open. So yeah, so starting off on Saturday. So you said that the pattern that you were running on Saturday, you said you pretty much caught a fish on each one of your stops that you went to?
So I started out, I ran it all the way south. Talk about cold. That was a long run. And when I got there, I couldn't feel my hands or my feet.
Exactly.
So I kind of took a minute to warm up. I started on my place that I had caught a couple fish Thursday. I got 2 bites on one little stretch. Maybe, I thought maybe with it being low light conditions, I call them later in the afternoon. Maybe I can catch them in the morning.
Exactly.
Started there. I didn't get bit. And then my mind starts racing. I'm thinking about going and hitting some stuff that I ran in the past that I wasn't able to fish and practice. Well, then I got thinking, okay, I'm fishing big chunk rocks like near deep water.
Gotcha.
I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I need to get where the sun is hitting on the bank or on the rocks where, it's going to warm up quicker.
Right.
So I started doing that, and I wasn't getting bit. I was about to leave, and I got bit. So I was like, okay. So that kind of kept me interested. So I kept going. I had to pick up and run. I found some more like big chunk of rock in, near deep water. Fished a little bit. I was about to leave again. I caught another fish.
Okay.
So that's fish number 2. I fished down a long stretch again. There's some more rocks near deeper water.
Okay.
I was about to leave again. I caught my 3rd one.
Hey, that'll always make you stay just a few more casts whenever that happens.
Well, there's no more places like this I could run. So I was like, I'm gonna go hit this point that I've caught them on before. So I went there. A buddy of mine that I travel with, he had just left it. I see him idling off. I was like, man, he might have caught him here. So I pulled up here. First cast I throw in there. I'm throwing a shaky head.
There you
I
go.
caught a 5.7 spot. So that was that's my 4th fish. That spot right there was my personal best today.
Man, listen to that, guys. I mean, and during a tournament, that is a great feeling. That's a great feeling.
I knew I was on to something there.
Right.
That was kind of a deeper spot that I was fishing. And then I kept thinking, I keep hearing people talk about a dock bite. I need to go check some docks that, I have previous history on.
Okay.
That I can get bit. Maybe fill out my limit. I didn't fish any docks. I fished around some docks, but I didn't skip any docks.
Mm-hmm.
So I went skipping some docks, got in the back of the creek, and I fished that creek during practice, and it was real clear. Well, that rain that come in Thursday night, each day that water was kind of getting a little bit stainer.
Gotcha.
I ran in the back of that creek, and I flipped up a Berkeley General, and I never even felt the bite. I see my line swim off.
Oh, man, those are the good ones.
Yeah, I got 10-pound line on, and I never did feel the bite. And she come up at the boat, dove down at the boat, picked her back up. I told my co-angler, I said, that's a big one. You got to get the net. He gets the net. She comes right in.
Oh,
That was my big fish for the tournament.
So was that fish 4?
That's fish 4.
So you have 2 5s already sitting in the boat now.
Yeah.
With 4 fish. Man, that is a good day. All right.
So then we run back out to this place where I caught that 5.7. We stopped on a place that I caught fish a couple years ago. I got bit, but I didn't catch anything. So I was like, okay, took my whole worm. So I was like, all right, we're going to go back to this spot where I caught that 5.7. Mm-hmm. Went back to that spot, fished around for about 30 more minutes, didn't get a bite. So I was like, okay. So we're going to go make our way back up because it's, at this time it's probably 11:30. And I'm thinking, I want to go spend some time in the creek that I practice in. I said, I've got some previous history, and I got 2 bites during practice in there. So I was like, and it was the warmest water I had found all week. And I went back in there. I fished a place I caught a fish on in practice. Didn't get bit. So I was like, all right, let's run to the back of the creek. There's going to be stainer water back here. Went back there, started on that stretch where I had won the tournament or got second place 2 years ago. I started there because I caught a fish there in practice.
Okay.
Didn't get bit, and I kept going back in the creek, and I knew it was getting too stained, so I come back out. When I come back out, I went down a stretch of bank, and I caught I guess it was a 4.5.
Man.
And so then I was like, okay, I've got a shot. I think I'm 1 fish away, and this is my biggest bag to date. So
okay.
I wasn't really used to seeing 22 pounds.
Right.
So I'm lowballing myself. I'm thinking I got 18, 19 pounds.
There you go.
I think I needed one more fish the whole time. So I left from down there. I fished around a little bit more. I thought I could get one more bite in there, but I told myself I was going to leave at like 2 o'clock and make my way back up north, because me as a boater, that was my first time I'd made that long run from blast off way up the river all the way down south. So I wanted to give myself enough time to get back up there.
I definitely know that feeling.
If I had any kind of trouble, I could call somebody, hey, get picked up. And I had some previous history. I caught last year, only caught one fish as a co-angler on Lanier, and it was like a 4.5 pound largemouth, and it was near the boat ramp. So I was like, worst case scenario, I can get up there and see if I can catch another one.
Right. And
we made my way back up, stopped on a couple of places, caught one that was short, went back all the way up to the boat ramp, about 30, 40 minutes around, and I caught one that was short and it didn't help. My co-angler said he had a 5-pounder come up at the boat. I never did get to see it, but I was like, man, okay. Well, I did my damage. We'll see, we'll let it play out on the scales. And
right. But I mean, I know you had to be feeling good. I mean, you had 2 5-pounders.
I knew the boys up there could catch them. I knew the Paul Marks and that Matt O'Connell guy. I knew they were good. I knew they could catch 19 pounds, every tournament. So I knew I was close. I just didn't know I had 22 pounds.
Right. Yeah. I mean, even with mine, as I was catching those fish and they were like in the 3, a little over 3, and then one was close to 4. I guess when you're out there in the heat of the moment, and heat of the moment, in the cold of the moment that we were dealing with, we're throwing them in there real quick. So I wasn't really paying attention. My weight was a little better than what I thought it was too. But yeah, so I mean, I know that was definitely a good feeling. So now, so that was the end of the day. How many bites would you say that you got? Because you came in with 5. You said you cold one, right?
I cold once, and I caught 2 shorts. And I fished clean. I had one fish that got off at the boat at the end of the day, but it wouldn't have helped.
Gotcha.
And then, so I caught 5. I missed that one, and I caught 2 other ones that were short.
Gotcha. So you'd say that was what, about 7 keeper bites that you had?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And so I guess based on your practice and what we saw, my practice was going pretty good, but it wasn't like it was just, just a day where you go out there and just kill them. So I was already going into it, planning on it being a slow day. So I may stay in one area, one cast may take like 3 or 4 minutes just to come back to the boat, because I knew it was going to be that type of real slow day. But I just wasn't planning on not, getting my execution was my issue on mine. Because I mean, with the caliber of fish that I was catching, and it sounds like we were pretty much running the exact same pattern.
Yeah.
But because one of the things that I found during practice, like you said, was in that clearer water, it was harder for me. Even though a lot of times I'm able to catch good fish in that clear water, but for some reason it just wasn't working out. So I kind of went in search of water that had just a little bit more stain to it. And that seemed to be one of the key factors. Yeah. So
yeah, I'm not really a clear water fisherman. I mean, I like some clean water, but that water down there is just, you can see 15, 20 feet down, and it just all day long. I'm sitting like I'm fishing it, even in practice, and I'm like, I gotta go find some dirtier water the whole time. But the quality of fish I was catching was like, they were 3.5, 3-pounders.
Right.
And I was like, well, if they're going to be that big, I might as well stay down here. And I fished there for a little bit, but then I kind of bounced back and forth. I stayed in the clean water, stayed out, towards deeper water, and then I'd go back to the back of the creek. And every time I'd go in the backs, I'd catch the largemouth. And it just played out the way it did.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and they were kind of, because when I would find them moving around, because, I would see them on my electronics. Right. And I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, how does it feel having such great electronics on your boat? I mean, you must have everything. You must have Mega Live 360. You must be running Garmin, Lowrance, a little bit of everything to get out there and catch a bag like that, right? I mean, what kind of electronics you have on your boat?
It's funny, yeah. So I have 2 like 7-inch Lawrence graphs. The whole day. So in practice, the mount that's on my boat, it's got like 2 rubber mounts that hold the mount in. One of
Yeah.
them had dry rotted and come out, so I had to take some tape around it just to hold it in place. Running down the lake, I was afraid it was just going to fall off, and I wasn't going to know where I was going.
Gotcha.
So
Man.
it was the whole day. I really turned them off. When I got to where I was going, I turned them off because I don't know, just the pinging. I don't know, that clear water. I don't know if it was helping me. I thought it was, so I would keep them off, and it just
Right.
and that was another reason. I knew the guys out there had the live scopes and the active targets, and it
Right.
helps when you're out there in a herring lake in that clear water. But
Yeah, it can help, but sometimes it can hurt too.
Yeah. you know, a lot
Yeah.
of guys spend a lot of time sitting there looking at them, and you know, sometimes it would help if I'm sitting there and I see 100 fish. Yeah, I'd sit around there a little bit longer than I would. But
Right. Exactly. Yeah, man. All right. So yeah, so you came in with your 5 fish. You had about 7 keeper bites and about 2 short bites. So yeah, so I mean that was a good day for. I mean, did you hear about anybody that was out there just catching fish? You know, catching numbers.
no, not really. During practice, a couple of buddies of mine, I heard they were catching a lot of fish, but the way that I fish, I don't get a lot of bites. I'm
Right.
either get 5 good ones or I don't. And
Yeah,
I
and
think
so
that's kind of how it was. I wasn't getting a lot of bites, even in practice, but they were quality bites. And then come tournament day, they grew overnight. They just kept getting bigger, and I
yeah,
just stuck with it.
that was the thing. Because I mean, for me, I was kind of looking at it the same way. Like I know I'm not going out here and I'm going to catch a lot of numbers.
Right.
And so for me, I like setting some type of goal in my head, you know, because I was like, okay, my goal that I'm searching for is 12 to 15 pounds.
Right.
If
Yeah.
I get that, then and I want to be somewhere around that top 40 range. But with so many boats, I see that little ounces and increments, you can be a half a pound, and that can knock you 10 places away from somebody else because of
Right.
the weights can end up being so close. But yeah, so that's kind of what I was looking for. I was looking for those 10 to 12 pounds. You know, that what top 40 finish, something like that. Didn't quite make it. I think there's a 9 in front of the number where I am 90 places away from where you're at. So I'm just 90 places behind. You know, maybe I'll catch up. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, we still have what, four more left. Our next stop is West Point. So
West
kind of
Point.
looking forward to that one. But before we hop into that, so that was the end of the day. So now you get in, you have that nice bag. You're feeling kind of confident, but you said you were thinking it was around that 18, 19 pound range. So did you, prior to going up to the weigh-in, did you kind of start feeling a little different? Or did it, once you hit the scales, is that when you realize like, hey, this might be something here?
So when I got back in, all the guys I travel with, they come over to the boat and they were like, "How'd you do?" I was like, "I caught a good bag. I don't really know what I got." So I started pulling them out, and a buddy of mine's like, that's 21, 22 pounds. You know, you might have a shot. So I started thinking about it. I think 21 pounds was leading at that time. And so I was like, okay, well, I just previously last week had a tournament, fished the West Georgia team trail. We had a tournament on Jordan, and I lost by like 1/100 of an ounce. So everybody
wow.
I had 1548. The guy that won it had 1549. So everybody was making that joke. They're like, let's not make, not number 2. If we're gonna win it, let's win this one.
Right. That's
So
right.
we went up there and we got in the weigh-in line. I picked my bag up, dumped them in the basket, and he said, "This is a good bag right here." He said, "This is probably the winning bag." I said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "You know what big fish is?" He said, "This one right here." I was like, "Okay."
All right. That's good. That's good, man.
And when we got up there, I put the bag on the scale, and it still to this day hasn't really sank in that we won that thing.
I could tell by your reaction, even when I was talking to you afterwards. I was like, it hasn't really sunk in yet.
It hasn't, man. It's a true blessing. It really is. A couple years ago, I was watching the Bassmaster Classic, and it kind of inspired me to get into tournament fishing. And I talked to several guys locally, and they told me to get the BFLs.
Mm-hmm.
And I started as a co-angler, and I fished. First year, I got in the Bama division halfway through the season. I had some early on success. The next year, I did the Bama and the Bulldog division.
Gotcha.
Both as a co-angler. I made it to regional. I got a top 10 in both of them.
Wow.
So I was like, okay. You know, I started really enjoying it, started fishing some local stuff, got back in it again next year. I think I fished I think it was the Bama division again.
Okay.
And I just, every year was just continue to grow, continue to learn to get to that next level, to get a boat. So that I can go out there and be a boater. And
man, so that is great. And guys, that is really what it's about. When you are hearing that progression that he has made, that's kind of what all of us are out there, you know, striving for. So and also thinking about that, just tell us how you made that transition from being a co-angler to a boater. What you know, what brought you to that?
Well, I had several top 10s as a co-angler. I wanted to win one. I wanted to get one of the silver trophies before, you know, I went to the boater, because I thought once I get to the boater side, you know,
not going back.
Yeah, there's no going back to co-angler side. I thought it'd be a lot harder, you know, to win one.
Right.
And it is. I mean, what happened this past week, it was a miracle. I mean, I put in my time, I put in hard work, and it all come together. You always hear that term, when it's your turn, when it's your time, there's nothing you can do. Well,
right.
I guess it was my time. But I did fish the co-angler for three and a half years, and then last year my wife surprised me for my 30th birthday with a bass boat that she had bought from her father. So that was kind of helped me, you know, pursue my passion to the next level. And without them, I wouldn't be here. I mean, they really, you know, went out of their way to make something happen. And
man, got to give a round of applause for that. So that must have been a great birthday present.
It was. So I got the boat, I guess, April this past year, just getting it ready for the, you know, tournament season, practicing as much as I can throughout the summer, and just get prepared for the BFL.
Gotcha. Man, yeah. I mean, just that progression, that whole story. I mean, really, that story itself is what fishing is all about. Whenever you're reading about it in magazines, things like that, just somebody that started off as the co-angler side, then you work your way up, getting a boat as a birthday gift.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then going out from co-angler to boater, your very first tournament coming in with a 22-pound bag. Whoa, yeah, great deal. That was a good deal, man. All right, so let's see. So I have some questions, and let's see. So let's do this. Well, I did a poll, so we'll do that poll real quick. But before we do that, so you said your PB was that 5. What was it, 5?
So my PB now for spotted bass is a 5.7, and both my personal bests come from Lake Lanier.
Wow. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. And then what would you say is your favorite technique? Like if you were to go out and, you know, you like your favorite, the way that you like to catch fish. Let's put it that way.
Any way they're biting, I like to catch them. I'd have to say I probably won more money on a jig than any other bait, though.
Oh, man. Yeah. If you can get used to throwing a jig, then that's definite money.
You don't get many bites, but if you stick with it, you can get the right bites.
Gotcha. So, and I guess for me, I'd like that shaky head. Then a jig would be nice too, but that shaky head to me is really, once I get that single hook in there, and I would guess on the opposite end of that spectrum, that crankbait bite, that just runs my blood pressure. Like if you have a 5-pound spot on a crankbait and you look in the water and see that one little hook on the side of his lip, it's like you feel like you may pass out before you
Right.
get the fish to the boat. So yeah, I'd rather catch them on a shaky head jig, something like that.
Right.
All right, and then let's see. Okay, so that's it on that. Let me just take a look in the comments real quick and just see if there's anybody that had some more questions real quick. And also, hold on just a second. It looks like something else has happened since we've been talking a little bit. Uh-oh, guys. Mako Mills, he had dropped a 71 and said, hey, guys, I am the sponsor of the live stream. But I think there was somebody who had something to say about that. What is going on with that? Paul Gavinsky, member of the Money Team, he has stepped in strong and dropped a $76 super chat. Paul said, I'm not going out like that. He said, hold on, Money. I ain't going down. Just another tractor to fix tomorrow. Uh-oh. So Paul Gavinsky, man, Paul Gavinsky is sitting on $126. So Paul Gavinsky is the sponsor of the live stream. Hold on, let me step in here. Just pardon me real quick, Justin. I just have to get in here and do a little work. So what I do each week is the live streams are pretty much sponsored by the viewers, my subscribers. So whoever gives the largest super chat, super sticker, some guys may send a cash app, something like that to support the channel. That is who is announced as the sponsor of the live stream. So I'm just going in here and changing this to Paul Gavinsky. And then make sure I spell his name right. Put some respect on his name. All right, hold on one second. There we go. All right, update that banner. So now, guys, if you take a look down at the bottom, it says special thank you so much to the sponsor of the stream, Paul Gavinsky. And so this past BFL, it was basically sponsored by my subscribers, by my viewers. So we had Paul Gavinsky stepping in, we had Mako Mills, we had Jason, and goodness, was it Vernon Neal? I think it was Vernon Neal, but I don't want to, not put some respect on somebody's name or forget who it was. I'll just kind of say it off the top of my head, but I definitely appreciate everybody supporting the channel. And this is going to Lake West Point. So now when we go to Lake West Point, are you already registered and everything set up for?
Yes, I'm registered. I found the link today.
Gotcha.
To confirm it, but I had signed up for West Point like a month or two ago.
Gotcha. Okay, and that's another thing, guys. Anybody in the chat that is fishing a BFL, if you are a co-angler or a boater, just drop a comment in there and just put a BFL link. If you are, and then just put whether you are a co-angler or a boater, if you're looking for a link, and that way some of you guys may be able to link up in the comments. Because like I said, guys, what we're doing here each week, we're building a community of fishermen. Everybody's like-minded. We're trying to achieve the same thing, get better on the water, help each other out. Just share some fishing stories, fishing, techniques, all that good stuff, and having some fun with it. So really appreciate that. And let me see. Let me just look through here real quick and see. Let's see. I saw somebody hop in here. Uh-oh, who is this? We have James Harmon. Do you know who that is, Justin? LJ, Lanier Jim, the drop shot Jedi. He is a guide out here on Lake Lanier. So want to get... Yeah, with Lanier Baits. So okay. LanierBaits.com. Yeah. So if you're fishing Lanier, you might as well use some Lanier baits. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's out there. He fishes offshore, uses electronics, and does guided trips and helps people with their electronics. So special shout out to LJ stepping in. That was the name that I forgot. So LJ with Lanier Baits. He was the other person that that helped sponsor my first BFL out here on Lake Lanier. So definitely appreciate that. All right, and let's see. I'm just looking in here just to see if there's any questions real quick. Yeah, because these guys were getting very active in the comments, so it was kind of hard to keep up with. But the Money Team members, they have a badge next to their name, so theirs kind of stands out a little more. So it's kind of easy to click on those real quick. So we got Paul Gavinsky. He says, I see a few trophies, so he has been doing pretty good as a co-angler. So yeah, what's that on your to the left and right back there by your shoulders?
So this is a third place finish on Lake Eufaula, 2020. I think that was the super tournament. The Bama division, that's the third place on Neely Henry. And then on this side, this is the NLF. That's the big bass plaque from this past weekend.
Okay.
That is the second place on Lanier in 2021. And then that's the silver trophy that we've been after for the past 4 years.
Okay, hold that one up. Let's see that first place trophy. Man, there you go, guys. Man, nice, nice. Man, I know you're still loving that. Like you said,
Yeah,
it still hasn't sunk in all the way yet.
it still hasn't sank in, but we got to go to West Point next week, and we're going to try to defend it. If
All
we can
right.
bring home the medal.
Yeah, we'll get out there and see. Maybe you won't beat up. Maybe you won't beat up on me too bad out there on West Point.
It can be tough. I've got a lot of
definitely
on West Point, but it's one of those lakes that it can haunt.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, let's see. We got Mako. Let's see what Mako has to say. He says, Justin, you killed it, brother. It's no miracle, brother. Like you said, it was your time. Good things don't come easy, man. You have to put in work. You rocked it. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to that. Yeah, that was definitely a good job with that. And just being able to stick with a certain, once you see something that's working with a slow day like that and not just ditching that plan and moving on to something else. You know what I mean? Just having that mindset, that decision-making process that help you stay on that pattern. So, I mean, look, I kind of did the same way, but I stayed on my pattern, well, I mean, I guess I can't complain because what I was doing worked out. It's just that I did not execute on my end. So I had 6 bites in the caliber of fish that were in the area where I was catching them at, were that 3-pound range. So I was looking at, as I was catching those fish, I was like, okay, I'm on my way to like a 14 to 16-pound bag, but just didn't pan out. We'll have to see what we do over at West Point, and that's in about a week and a half. So hopefully I'll be able to find some time to get out there and see what's going on over at West Point before that tournament comes up. All right, and let's see what Mark Scott says. He said, I agree, guys. My wife puts up with a lot. So yeah, that's the thing, man. So that's great having that support system behind you like that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it without him.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, see the guys in here, they definitely know what's up with that. Jason says, with you, Mark, my wife supports me all the way. There we go. All right. Then Mark Scott says, I won't go that far, but she tolerates it. Lake Erie every weekend, then bass fishing on Sunday. Uh-oh. Okay, I see somebody. Here we go. We got a special shout out. We have Rory Johnson. He is a member of the bass club that I'm with, the Rob Bender's Bass Club. He says, I know all about birthday boat blessings. My wife did it for me 16 years ago with a new Bass Cat P4. Great feeling.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice boat, too. All right, then we have Mako Mills. He says, let's see. He's laughing at Mark. I got it, brother. I share the same sentiments. There we go, guys. All right, so just kind of easing through here because these guys are getting active in the chat. Okay, I think I'm caught up pretty much. Let's see. So we have Harry stepping in. He says, "Mint, congrats, Justin, and the history told you about your. Let me see. In the history you told about yourself, bet the wife got a good dinner and gift from the winning." Oh yeah, man, you gotta make sure you do a little shopping. Bring her something in a have something delivered from Amazon or bring her something home in a bag.
That's right.
All right, and then we have Jason. Yeah, that's right. And then Jason says, Mark, I had my 521Z on Erie fishing, a Black River tournament, ran east to the power plant in 5-footers. All right, so you guys are talking about some fishing. Just trying to get caught up real quick. So Paul says Neely Henry is shallow. I'm scared to run that water. So yeah, that was impressive. You got that Neely Henry trophy. I fished it a few times. Man, I caught some good fish there, but it was hard for me to put together a bag there. I don't even remember if I had 5 fish or not. Yeah, a good limit. Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
Neely Henry, it's tough. You got to fish for 5 fish, and sometimes out there, 8 or 9 pounds can get you a check, but it's hard to get 5 bites.
Right. Exactly.
But I think that sets up to my fishing better. When everybody's out there whacking them, it's hard to compete.
Right. Yeah, that was tough when I saw some people coming in with nice bags. I was like, man, where did you find those fish at? Because I was flying around a little bit of everywhere and couldn't make it happen. All right, so let's see. All right, guys. So now let's take a look at this poll real quick. And then what we'll do is the how would you fish it segment. And so let's just get into those real quick because we've been rolling for I've been rolling for about an hour and a half. And I know Justin, he has some things to do. He has to get back to wifey real quick. So let's see. So this poll that we that I put out. The question is, and it's located over in that on the chat section, guys, for the guys that did not get a chance to take a look at it. But it looks like we had 39 votes. And so of those 39 votes, the question is, which piece of information is most important when determining how and what to fish during a tournament? So what would you say? And these are the different choices that I put. So for instance, let's say if you weren't going to fish, you weren't going to get a chance to pre-fish West Point, right? And you had to show up tournament day, and you could get one piece of information from somebody, and it could be what bait or lure to use, what type of locations to fish, like whether it's points, humps, like structure like that, points, humps, coves, things like that. And then what type of cover, whether it's going to be docks, brush piles, rocks, things like that, or what the best water clarity. So the lure, the locations, the cover, or the water clarity. So you don't have any information and you're going to get one of these. What would you say is the top thing that you'd want to know?
I'm going to have to go with location.
All right, there we go. Check it out, guys. So the poll says, which piece of information is most important when determining how or what to fish during a tournament? We have 55% that chose what type of location to fish. So I would agree with that too, because once you have that location where the fish are at, it's just a matter of dialing it in, what type of lure that you want to use. And then what came in second was what bait or lure to use. And third was, what the water clarity. And last was the type of cover. So for me, I would want to know the location first. If I didn't know that, I would want to know what type of cover, whether they're on rocks or laydowns or brush piles, things like that, because those to me would be some things that were be kind of easier to target, and I could hop around to that. But so that was the poll. So pretty interesting. But yeah, you hit it right on the head with that 55%. All right, so what we'll do now is, let me just cue something up real quick, and we'll do this how would you fish it segment, so the guys kind of like this. And what I'll do is pull up something that will be kind of relatable to what we were fishing this weekend. All right, so let me share the screen. Hold on one second. Where is it at? Okay, here we go. All right, and drop this down real quick. Just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Just getting everything set up. All right, so what we'll do is now, hold on, let me do it like this. All right, guys. So now what we are going to get into is the how would you fish it segment. And what this is basically we will take a look at some electronics while we were out on the water and determine from the water type, the water clarity, water depth, what type of cover structure are you seeing fish? How would you fish it based on the information that you're seeing on the screen? So I'm just going to play a little bit of this clip, and I have some 360 imaging in here. So I'm just going to just scroll through that, just see where we're at, and then going to take a look at that. And from there, just let me know what you think and how would you fish it. And also, guys, make sure you are getting active in the comments. There's a slight delay, so make sure you start chiming in right away so we can see what you would do, like what bait you would use and how you would fish this this structure. All right, here we go, guys. Little hump right there, so I'm getting out to a little deeper water. So let me go ahead and mark this stuff right here. Go ahead and stop that and start marking this area real quick so I can come back to it later. All right, found another area. All right, here we go. Look at that nice line of rocks right there. You can see a little bit on that side, but let me go ahead and mark this side over here. Go ahead and stop it and start marking this. It is pretty much time for me to head in for the day, guys. But it has been a successful day out here on the water. Found a lot of fish, and I also caught a few just so I could see what size those fish were. But as you see, I'm just going through here, just kind of marking this area. All right, so let me go ahead and pause it right there. So I know you said you have two depth finders on there, but you don't really use your electronics. But from looking at this, you pretty much, are you able to tell what this is on the screen?
Yeah, side scan.
Right. Yeah. So we're looking at side scan. And tell us what you see. What do you see, and how would you approach that?
So you're in 18 foot of water, 50 degrees. Say a bunch of rocks. I would probably start on the bottom dragging something, whether I'm dragging a jig or a shaky head.
Okay.
See if anything's sitting on the bottom. If not, I might throw something over the top, something suspended, like a big swim bait.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So start on the bottom and then head to the top. So I'm looking to see if any of the guys in the comments are dropping anything. Sometimes, you know, they're kind of scared to hop in there right away. So I'm just looking to see. All right. So I see a few people chiming in. So I'm just waiting to see what type of feedback we get on that. All right. Hold on just a second. Let me refresh this real quick. Just giving them a few seconds to chime in and see what they're thinking. All right, so let's see where we're at. So you were saying the shaky head jig, and then coming up first, and then after that following up with the moving bait like something like a swim bait. And yeah, and actually I remember my co-angler. This is kind of the type of structure that we were fishing. He threw a jerk bait, and that did get a fish out of there. All right, so let's see who we have coming in. So we have Cajun Rob, first one stepping in. Cajun Rob says, actually, let me see. Is there a way I can change this up just a little bit? Okay, there we go. All right, so Cajun Rob says Carolina rig, brush hog, and football jig on the rocks. All right, so it looks like he's thinking along the same lines as you. And let's see, Jason says 18-foot clean water. I would throw football jig or a shaky head. All right, and do you think it might have a little something to do with that 22-pound bag that you mentioned you were catching on rocks in the shaky head with that shaky head and jig?
It could possibly.
It might be a little biased in here. All right, so we have Gopher Hayes. All right, Gopher Hayes stepping in. Really appreciate you stepping back into the live stream. He says he throw an underspin. All right, so he'd start off with that underspin. All right, and then let's see. We have Connor Nalley says, little Nally checking in. All right, really appreciate that. Oh, and he is on the Facebook side. That's another thing, guys.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to my Facebook crew over there. So I do live stream on YouTube and Facebook. So when you're putting your comments in here, guys, they are showing up. So I'm able to reply to those also. Really appreciate that, Connor. All right, then we have Michael with High Tech Redneck Fishing. All right, so he's AKA, I call him 1010 because he came in here talking about he had caught a 13-pounder on like a Saturday or Sunday, followed that up on a Tuesday and caught 2 10-pounders. So he's up there at Lake X, so kind of on a secret lake up there. So he says a 5-inch spark shad on a 3/4 ounce underspin. So look at that 3/4 ounce. That's something unique right there that a lot of people don't think about, throwing that heavier weight, especially in that deeper water. But we're sitting in 18 with this one. So more than likely those rocks, I would guess, are probably anywhere from 5 to 10 feet deep on that. All right, so let's see. So we have Hunter Taylor says Carolina rig, shaky head. All right, then Michael says close to the bottom. Then we have Gabriel Peoples says football jig and jerk bait. Okay, I see the guy started chiming in now. Then Joseph says, after this last weekend, I start with a 3/8 ounce shaky head and a trick worm and follow up with a 1/2 ounce jig and a super fluke. So yeah, those super flukes work pretty good on Lake Lanier too, on that clear water and when it has a little bit of stain to it. All right, then we have Rory Johnson. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Rory Johnson. Now see, this is the crankbait man right here. And he is not saying crankbait anywhere. I don't know about this, Rory. This is an imposter in here. He says a Carolina rig, jerk bait, and fish head spin. Come on, man. What's going on with that? All right, then we have Joseph. He says all the deep fish caught this weekend seem to have been either a vertical worm off the bottom or a fluke just off the bottom. Okay. All right. Then we have Mako Mills stepping in. He says a swim bait and crankbaits. All right. So there we go. Somebody stepping in with the crankbait. All right, then Vernon Neal says, if that's in Texas, Vernon Neal, see, he's out there in Texas. He's not used to catching 2-pound fish. They use those as bait out there in Texas. He says, If that's in Texas, I'm cranking a 6XD. See, I knew a 6XD and bouncing the jig. He's probably throwing a 3/4 ounce, an ounce jig out there in Texas. All right, then Joseph says, let me see, Vernon Neal, you're right about what is that? About fishing the crankbaits. All right, and then we have, there we go, Joseph. And then we have Deshaun Peck. He says football jig, drop shot, finesse worm. Okay, all right. So we have kind of a mixture of things in there. All right, guys. So for me, what I would say, let me see if I can change this up just a little bit. There we go. So for me, what I would say, of course, you guys know that I like throwing that shaky head, but I have been wanting to get that crankbait bite. You know what I mean? So I've been out there throwing the rock crawler. So I would do the same as you. I would start off with that shaky. If it's a tournament, I would start off with that shaky head because, like I said, it's a little too nerve-wracking for me to hook up with a 3, 4, 5 pounder on a crankbait and look and see that little hook in there and hoping that net will get to him in time. So I would start off with the shaky head if it's a tournament. If I'm out there pre-fishing, I'll throw that rock crawler out there first and kind of make sure it gets down there and banging off those rocks and try to get a reaction bite off of that. So there we go, guys. How would you fish it? There we go. Hope that information helped you guys out. Always good to get different inputs from different parts of the nation, different states, because we have people in here from a little bit of everywhere. So we get different types of input. And sometimes people may mention a bait that we haven't even heard of or thought about in a different technique that would help people out. And let's see. I see Rory hop back in here. Rory said deep cold water, but yes, I will always throw a crankbait. Okay, so that is actually Rory. That isn't an imposter. All right, so really, really appreciate that. All right, man. So, guys, listen. We have to make sure we follow him on social media. I forgot to mention it. I forgot to mention the social media. So, what all social media platforms are you on?
Mostly use Instagram and Facebook. I do have a YouTube page. I don't put a whole lot of videos up though.
All right.
Most of my stuff I post is on Instagram.
Gotcha. And what's your Instagram?
At JNalley12.
All right, at JNalley12. And let me see. Okay, there we go. So it's right there on the screen, guys. So check that out at JNalley12 on Instagram. So you guys make sure you go over and follow him on Instagram. And what is your YouTube channel?
That's a good question.
All right, so we'll stick with the Instagram. It's been a
while since I've updated it, so I'm not sure what it is. But
gotcha.
I think I have a link on my Instagram page.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so guys, so everybody that is on Instagram, make sure you take that down. At JNalley12, right?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so is there anything else that you wanted to say or anything else you could think of that we may not have touched bases on?
I think we covered it all. Excited
right.
to see where the rest of this season goes and what God's got in store for us.
Oh yeah, so you're good. You're already qualified for the regional, so all you have to do is just show up now.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna see what we can do on West Point. Like I said, I got a lot of history on West Point, so I'm kind of excited, kind of nervous at the same time because I know how that lake can fish.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. Hopefully, I can get out there at least 2 days.
Yeah,
2 days, because I need 1 day to get out there and just see what everything looks like and drive around and not really fish that much. So we'll see. We shall see. All right, man. Well, I really, really appreciate you, taking the time to come and, hop on the live stream and give us the information and, share your story with us. It has been great. And I mean, we'll have to have you back again, as we go through the season and see how things are going. But yeah, I definitely really appreciate it.
All right, Ryan. Well, I appreciate you having me.
All right. Well, you take care. And hey, I'll see you next Saturday. Don't beat up on me too bad.
I'll try not to.
All right, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right. See you later. All right. There we have it, guys. What do you think about that? I mean, that was some great information. I mean, and that story. I mean, just the whole thing of that progression in his fishing career, guys. I mean, it's a great thing. All of us, that's something that I think we all kind of strive for whenever it comes from fishing. You start off at a certain place and you just want to just kind of progress along your way and not really lose sight of having fun with the whole thing while you're doing it. So definitely shout out to Justin Nalley on his big win at Lake Lanier, guys. Really, really good deal. All right, so now let's get back into this thing, guys. Let's get back into it. So you guys know I try to keep up with the chat and everything, but hey, it was tough. It was tough. So what I'll do is I'm gonna zoom through here, and the members of so this is the thing, guys. The members of the money team. The thing about that is they have a badge right next to their name, which makes them stand out. So the badges, and of course, when somebody does something like Mako Mills, shout out to Mako Mills coming in strong, supporting the channel. But when somebody does something, it kind of stands out. Like Paul Kavinsky, you guys see that badge right next to his name. It's easy for me to go through here and pick out those comments. So I tried to read all of the comments, guys, but it looks like you guys have been active like crazy in here tonight. So we've definitely had a good time, great information. And the tournament itself, for me, I had a great time out there, and my co-angler was great. So we were out there, had great discussions and everything, guys. And I have some footage that I have something that I need to upload for you guys. Listen, I'm out on the lake fishing, and I think this is maybe the second spot that I go to. And I mean, I'm seeing some fish around in the area, and I see this boat out in the distance, like a long ways away, not a bass boat or anything like that. And it's kind of coming over toward the area where I'm at, right? So I'm steady casting and talking to my co-angler or whatever. And I'm watching this boat, and it keeps getting closer and closer. I mean, I'm in a tournament. So, you know, when you're in a tournament, it's like you're kind of on a different type of mindset for one. And then for two, even if you're just fun fishing, you're watching this boat get closer and closer. Guys, this boat came all the way up. I would say literally, you will see in the footage, I'll put that out sometime this week, about 2 boat lengths away from me and tied on to a show marker that was right in the area where I'm at, in the direction of my boat. And I'm looking around like, is this really happening? And the guy just pulls up, ties off, and starts trying to talk to us. And I'm like, hey man, my cast was where you just pulled up at. But anyway, so I'll have that footage for you guys so you can take a look at it, and you can see how your partner MoneyBass handled that. See, I want to see what you guys think. How would you have handled something like that? Whether it's a tournament or not, somebody just pulls right into where you're fishing at. And not only that, I mean, it's a wake. They have a motor, all of that stuff. So you know you can't really fish the area anymore. So yeah, so it was one of those type of things. All right, but let's hop back into the chat real quick, and just trying to make sure that I did not leave anything out, guys. But let's just do a quick recap real quick. We have the members of the money team stepping in strong tonight, supporting the channel, which is always appreciated. And I appreciate everyone for stepping into the live stream and for pushing the word out there, because I saw the numbers, the numbers got higher after I asked you guys to reach out to people that you know and share the link to make sure that they were that they knew about the live stream. All right, guys. So want to give a shout out to Paul Gavinsky. All right, Paul Gavinsky, member of the money team, always stepping in strong, supporting the channel. Really, really appreciate the guys. And like I said, guys, all of this goes back to support the channel and for sponsoring the next BFL. Shout out to Vernon Neal. All right, really, really appreciate that, Vernon. And as always, Jason is always stepping in, making some things happen. Really, really appreciate that. And I mean, Mako Mills is kind of the instigator, isn't he? Mako Mills stepping in, kind of instigating the program. But let me just go ahead and take a look through here real quick, guys. And I can't forget, of course, the sponsor of the live stream for this evening is, where's the man of the hour at? Hold on, bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Where did he go? Hold on one second. Where did he go, guys? There we go. Check him out. Paul Gavinsky, member of the money team, always stepping in strong. Really, really appreciate it, Paul. He says, hold on, money. I ain't going down. Just another tractor to fix tomorrow. All right. Really, really appreciate it. All right. So let me just go back in here real quick. And what I'll do is I'll just go through here and check out the members of the money team real quick. So I remember we were talking about that with Joseph. He says lithiums or lead acid. What's important is amp hours, how much capacity you have on hand. They can be charged while running the engine, but a good charger is money. And I can kind of second that, guys. I'm running 1 AGM battery, and I don't know if you guys know it or not, but I didn't realize there was a shortage of batteries right now. So I was looking for an Interstate 31M AGM battery. That's pretty much what I run. All of my electronics, my starter, all of that is going through that 1 AGM battery, and it was coming in strong, guys, but it just recently started having some issues. The good thing about that is that it's still under warranty. Still under warranty. So I need to take that thing back to them because they did test it and it tested fine, but the charger's saying otherwise, and it is losing power pretty fast. So there's definitely something going on with that battery. All right, so let's see who else we have. Okay, let's see. Joshua B. Fishing says, I also signed up for a new Humminbird One Boat Network app and got the chart subscription. It's really nice. Okay, yeah, guys, we definitely need to get into that. So that's something that we'll be talking about. Maybe we'll do a live stream tomorrow. But yeah, so I definitely want to find out more about that One Boat Network app, guys. That is definitely something that we should be looking into. All right, then we have Paul Gavinci says, I just saw that new app the other day. All right, then Joseph says, I have been considering swapping all of my trolling motor batteries over to lithium. And while I'm at it, tap in on the front deck with the new voltage regulator and drop down to a 28 volt for my black box. All right, guys, I have something that I think is important. Let me just pull up something real quick to make sure I say aluminum. Hold on, guys. So this is some technology. Let me see if any of you guys out there have heard of, and let me just look it up real quick just to make sure I'm saying it right, guys. All right, just bear with me, guys. This is something that you guys will want to know about. All right, aluminum graphene batteries. Who out there has heard of aluminum graphene batteries? It appears that is some technology that is going to be coming along and possibly replacing lithium. Oh man, if that happens, it's going to be kind of big. That's going to be a big thing, guys. There are a lot of features and a lot of things that's going on with the aluminum graphene batteries that makes it way better than lithium. Kind of interesting. But yeah, has anybody heard of that or know anything about aluminum graphene? All right, so let's see who else we have in here. Let's see who else we have. We have Jason says, I need a MoneyBass carpet sticker. Uh-oh, you know what? I think I actually have some of those. If you look down and click on either the hat or the hoodie or something like that, it'll take you to an area where you can see where there are MoneyBass stickers available. So good deal. Yeah, I do have those available. So take a look at those and let me know what you think. All right, then we have Paul Gavinski, another member of the Money Team. He says, I don't know if they have a carpet decal. All right, so yeah, it's possible. Just click on that on anything in the merch right below the video link, and you will see where it'll take you to where you'll see other items that are available. All right, then we have Paul Gavinski says, I bought a hoodie.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. He sure did. Really, really appreciate that, or appreciate everybody supporting the channel, taking a look at the merch and things like that. And also, always make sure you guys read the description, because there is always good information that I put down there purposely so that it can benefit you guys. It's things that will help you out, definitely. All right, then we have Deshaun Peck. He says, Vernon Neal. What is that? Amon Carter is hot. Got to come get me some soon. Did you hear about Fairfield Lake? I will be posting a video about it soon. All right. Then I see Paul Gavinski in here. You guys are getting busy in here, having some fun. All right. Then we have Paul Gavinski says, oh boy, here we go. I think that was in response to Jason. Jason was trying to make some things happen, but Paul Gavinski was like, oh no, partner. No, I think I'm gonna take this over. All right, and let's see who else we have stepping. We have Darren Pearson. What is going on, DP? He says, you guys in here balling tonight on the super chat. And we have Marcus Mans. What is going on? I don't know how far I'm behind in the chat guy. Yeah, so that's been a minute ago. Like I said, guys, we've been rolling. So I'm going through here trying to get caught up with you guys. Just hopping on the money team real quick. All right, way to go, Jason. Good job with that. And we got Jason laughing. Paul Gavinsky says smooth takeoff. Oh, yeah, we were out there rolling. All right, Mark Scott says, enjoyed your live last night, Big Jim. All right, yeah, shout out to Big Jim. All right, then we have Jason says, get some, Mako. Uh-oh. I think it's over. I think Paul Gavinsky said, it's lights out. Lights out. All right, so Paul Gavinsky says, you have to idle under West Point as well, Big Jim. All right, and let's see. Joshua B. Fishing says, that's the benefit of kayak fishing. We never have to idle. Okay, all right. All right, then we have Paul Gavinsky. He says, I tried using a kayak and my shoulder was killing me. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think you can get a good workout from a kayak. Might need to look into that. All right. Then Jason says, nice bag. Oh, yeah. He was out there doing his thing. Paul Gavinsky says, yeah, I have seen one with a motor on it. Yeah. So at one of the expos, I did see a nice kayak. I think that guy told me the thing was like $25,000 for a kayak. But yeah, it was nice. It had lithium batteries, had electronics, had a motor on the back. So yeah, you know, every fisherman needs a good steel bass fisherman's cup. But yeah, I had to take a sip of that water. But yeah, that kayak, man, that thing was nice. All right, then Mark Scott said it was a very nice bag, which it definitely was, that 22 pounds. But you guys see that? I mean, it just shows that if you get out there and you put in work and you just stay focused, that you can make it happen. He was not using his electronics. I know we're caught up on hearing the stories about people saying, well, yeah, you can't win without electronics. If any lake was going to be an electronics lake from the lakes that we're going to be fishing in this series, this BFL Bulldog Division, it would be Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier would definitely be a lake that should have been won off of electronics, but it was not, obviously. All right, guys. All right, so let's see. Who else do we have checking in? So we have Paul Gavinsky says, you must have bionic legs by now. You guys are in here having fun about these kayaks. Paul Gavinsky says, us money team guys have to stick together. That's right. That's right. The money team coming in strong. Guys, if anybody is interested in becoming a member of the money team, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Just click on that link. It will give you some information about becoming a member of the money team. And it's basically just a way to support the channel, and you will stand out in the chat. So right now I'm just going through grabbing all the comments that are coming in through for the money team, because it's real easy for me to just see those badges and just go ahead and pull those up real quick, because like I said, you guys have been getting active in the comments, so I'm way behind. And in order to catch up, that's what I have to do sometimes, guys. Get in here and get active reading these the money team members. So we have Jason says, Mako got them deep pockets though. So that's back when you guys were getting into it. All right, so you were checking with the ones. So I mean, this has been a great live stream, guys. So I'm going through here, seeing what type of questions and things like that you guys have. I appreciate everybody that's been hitting me up in the comments with questions, comments, topics that we can talk about during the live streams. So it has definitely been a good deal. And let me see. I'm just trying to make sure I'm caught up on everything. All right, so here we go. Paul Gavinsky says, I see quite a few trophies. So it's been okay. So yeah, so we did take a look at his trophy. So yeah, he was doing his thing as a co-angler. But hey, you gotta love it whenever you step from being a co-angler, your first time as a boater in the BFLs, and you step in with a 22-pound bag, the best bag that you've ever had, and it gets a check, and you have your PB, your personal best spot in that same bag. I mean, that is definitely a good day. All right, then Paul Gavinsky says 126. Paul Gavinsky stepping up. Nice. That's right. Paul Gavinsky says, hey, it's lights out for y'all. Can't nobody hang with me. Mako Mill says, haha, nah, buddy. Just giving back. Ryan, aka Money, has always helped me with setting up my units. Oh, yeah, we had some good times out there on the water. And Mako, what's going on, man? I thought you were gonna hit me up so we could get out there and, you know, freeze a little bit out on the lake. It's warming up now, though. All right, then we have Paul Gavinsky says, yeah, Money, he's okay. All right, and then Mako Mill says, dang, Paul, you sure you want to go into deep water, bro? All right, and Jason says, that's a big spot. Yes, he did have a very big spot in that 22-pound bag. And I mean, he had a nice check too, guys. All right, so let's see who else we had coming in here. So we have Paul Gavinsky says, can't wait till he sees that one. All right, then we got some thumbs up in here. All right, I'm almost caught up, guys. Let's see what Mako had to say. He says, Justin, you killed it, brother. Okay, so yeah, I read this one to Justin while he was online, but Mako Mills was giving him a shout out. He said, Justin, you killed it, brother. It's no miracle. Like you said, it was your time. Good things don't come easy, man. You have to put the work in. You rocked it. And that is definitely true. So yeah, he stuck with it and he made it happen. All right. Then Jason says, huge shout out to the wifey. Yeah, man. I always got to show that support. Mako Mill says, yes, sir. Jason, shout out to the spouse. Mark says, I agree, guys. My wife puts up with it a lot. Jason says, with you, Mark, my wife supports me all the way. But Mark says, I won't go that far, but she tolerates it. Lake Erie every weekend, then bass fishing on Sunday. All right, let's see who else we had in here, guys. Let's see who else we had. Just trying to get caught up. Man, you guys are moving. All right, Mark, let me see. You guys were talking about boats. I'm just trying to get caught up in the chat real quick, guys, just to make sure I didn't miss any pertinent questions or anything. I'm almost there. So Mark Scott said, been there myself, Jason. All right, hold on, guys. I'm just going to read through them real quick. All right, so Joseph, member of the Money Team. He says, he's laughing at Mark. He says, you don't have the right boat then. Just kidding. My wife going to kick my butt if she reads that. Okay, so you guys are in there having some fun. All right. And I did shout out my Facebook crew over there. So really appreciate you guys that are watching on the Facebook side of things. All right, man. We have been rolling, guys. These lives, I mean, we started 8 o'clock, but we're in here having fun. Time kind of flies. I mean, but we did, we squeezed in the How Would You Fish It segment. Got some answers from a guy that was out there doing it big. And I mean, it's one of those things where you always hear about the person from somebody else, like the person that won, that came in with these great bags. You hear it from a friend of a friend and things like that. But we got to hear firsthand how it all played out with the practice day. We've all had those type of practice days with the tournament day, all of that stuff, how things just kind of fall together. Even when your practice isn't, it wasn't a great practice. You guys saw exactly how it was. So it just kind of lets everybody know that if you get out there and you put in the work, put in time, that your time is coming too. So just got to stick with it. And again, guys, that's one of the main reasons that we get together each week. The purpose of this channel is to come and celebrate our wins. I mean, some of us are going to come back and need a pat on the back and say, hey, you'll get them next time. I mean, I was out there doing my thing, guys. I think I did all right. Came in with 3 fish. I should have had 5. It was just my, on me, the execution. So the pattern that I was running and everything, even at the end of the day, getting that 10-something pounds with those 3 fish, I still felt good about, all the work and prep time that I put into it, because that part, all of that played out right. It was just, like I said, execution in the end was my, was all that was missing. All right. Paul Gavinsky says my Optima Blue Top took a dump. Yeah. So that was one of the options that they did mention to me, was getting those Optima, but that 31M interstate battery. And from what I've heard, those are some of the best batteries on the market, especially on the commercial side, guys. So I'm going to stick with those. And hopefully that will be I'll be able to get that replacement. Well, I will be able to get it done under warranty. But for some reason, it keeps reading fine whenever they tested it, but it's not. There's definitely something going on with it. But I put that battery through a lot. I'm running a lot of equipment off of that one battery. All right, Vernon Neal says, Paul, the super chat and sponsor of tonight's show. All right, good deal. All right. It's only money for money. All right. All right. I hear you on that one, Paul. He says you only need 1 battery for the trolling motor if you go lithium. Yeah, but I think that's going to hit you up at about $1,500, something like that, for that 136 volt battery. Well, that's if you're running a 36 volt trolling motor. All right. Then we have Joseph Bertolot says, I think that you're talking about the next gen batteries coming out. They're also, okay, so I'm getting caught up, guys. So he's talking about that battery. He says they're also coming out with a sodium oxide battery. Okay, yeah. So that was getting all technical to me, guys. When that guy was explaining it, these batteries, it sounded good. But yeah, so look into that aluminum graphene, guys, and let me know what you guys think about that. All right, then we have Joseph says, Paul Gavinsky, I've stuck to 12-volt. If there's an issue, you can always swap in one to get you by rather than a single 36. So yeah, so that's another thing that people talk about too. If that one battery goes out, then you can end up being stuck. All right, so Joseph says, but to reduce the need for electronic battery, you can step down your 36-volt and have a great 12-volt all day. There we go. All right, Gabriel People says the graphene batteries sound nice, cheaper than lithium. Yeah, I haven't seen any prices on them. I don't even know if those are out on the market yet. I haven't really looked into it. I just had a guy that is actually, he said he is completing his degree to be an astrophysicist. And so he was talking about the ions of the batteries and everything. So he really sounded like he knew his stuff. And then when I started researching the little bit that I did about the aluminum graphene, and I saw Elon Musk is kind of into it too. So I was like, hey, it must be something to it. But I didn't really take a deep dive into it, guys. All right, then Rory says, hey, Money, I just picked up the Ghost and HDS Live. I'm going to try to get with you young guns. Uh-oh, Rory's about to step on the scene. Got his electronics ready. All right, so Michael with High Tech Redneck Fishing says, Humminbird is not designed to run 28 volts, 16 volts max. Garmin can run up to 20 volts. Anything over 14 volts does not give a cleaner screen. All right, good deal. Then we have Joseph says that was the biggest interest. Let me see. That was the largest interest in the graphene and sodium batteries. The base elements are such more abundant and cheaper to produce. They are, let me see, they're just working on getting capacity up and size down. Special shout out to Derek Foster. Derek Foster checking in, guys. He says, can you go back and add a boater link after you've registered as a non-boater? I believe you can. So what are you thinking about fishing, Derek? So yeah, we can get that set up for you. So Derek says, can you go back and add a boater link after you've registered as a non-boater? And I believe so. I believe you can. All right. All they need is your link information, and then they can either call it in or do it online. And I'll probably be doing mine tomorrow. All right. Then we have Gabriel People says, I miss Erie, giant eyes and bronzes. All right. Mark Scott says, I love Erie. I go every weekend, weather permitting. All right. And Jason, all right, the members of the Money Team always stepping in strong, supporting the channel. Really, really appreciate you guys. All right, Jason says, I'm running low in the freezer mark. Uh-oh. So it sounds like you guys are about to be headed to the lake. Vernon Neal says, no, not an interstate. What you mean? What's going on? What's going on with interstate? I thought interstate was good. All right, so Mark Scott says, me too, Jason. I've got about 100 pounds left. Come on, man. How you gonna say you're running out and say I only have 100 pounds? All right, then Paul Gavinsky says, been a while since I have dealt with links. Yeah, man. So yeah, we're getting into it. We got to get our links set up, all that good stuff. But yeah, good deal, guys. All right, so we've been running for about 2 hours, guys. I would say this was a great live stream. I mean, had a great guest on. He was willing to share some information, tell you guys what he was doing. And just the story itself just shows that if you guys get out there and you concentrate on what you're doing, stay focused, that you can get out there and make it happen. So we will see what happens in a week and a half on the next tournament, which will be taking place at West Point. So I will be bringing that footage to you guys. And what do you guys think about having lives on the water while I'm actually out on the water and running a live like that? So just give me some input on that in the comments. Even if you're watching the replay of this video, that's something that I'm thinking about doing. So yeah, so just let me know. What do you guys think about doing some lives when we're actually out on the water? And also, if anybody is interested in fishing Logan Martin, I'm going to be meeting up with Chicken Hawk down there. So I, go ahead and beat the brakes off of him real quick and come back and tell a few stories about that to you guys and bring that footage. But if any of you guys are interested in being there and fishing a little small tournament with me and Chicken Hawk in it, definitely let me know. Hit me up on my Instagram at official MoneyBass. And we will get that cracking. And again, have to give a special shout out to Paul Gavinsky, member of the Money Team, stepping in strong tonight. He is the sponsor for tonight's live stream. Really appreciate that, Paul. And let me just drop back down here real quick just to make sure that I'm not leaving anybody out as we close it out, guys. Really appreciate it. And the other thing, guys, please make sure that you spread the word. Send the link to this video, to this live stream, to anyone that you know that is fishing BFLs. It's some great information in here. I know everybody wants to hear a success story, especially if you're fishing the BFLs, about someone that is participating in that and got the results that that Justin did. So good deal with that. All right, what do we have here? Who is this? Who is this stepping into this fishing live stream? We have Just Talk About It. She says, what prize did you win, MoneyBass? So you weren't here earlier, but you know, your partner MoneyBass didn't win a prize this time. You know, this time I came a little bit short, but I did have a good day out there on the water. My ranking is a little low right now, but you know, it's just the first tournament of the season, so we'll see how it looks after the second one. So I feel, you know, pretty good going into West Point. Just need to get out there 1 or 2 days on the water and you know, make some things happen. Then just saying, yay, Paul. All right, Money. Mako Mill says, Money, what are your thoughts on being focused on units versus fishing by instinct and knowledge of the lakes you fish? Me, I like the combination of the two. So with just having that knowledge without electronics is great, because I mean, you can go out there and just hone in and focus on what you know from experience on the lake. But when you combine those two things together, I mean, it's going to be kind of tough to beat. So yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. And with the electronics thing, let's see. Let me read that question one more time. Money, what are your thoughts on being focused on units versus electronics? So, and I guess the other thing for me, fishing with the electronics is it just adds another layer of fun to fishing. So fishing itself is already fun. Now you're adding some extra toys to play around with on the lake. So, I mean, you know what I mean? So it just adds more fun to it, to me, to actually be able to track your bait, watch your bait, or even as you guys saw earlier, whenever I'm just scanning, and I'm able to see those rocks, those isolated rocks, those humps, those fish and things that you're able to find, lay downs, all of that stuff with your electronics. It's just fun to me to be out there locating that stuff. All right, then we have Paul Gavinsky says, okay, so you guys are doing the Bulldog Division. That's right. We are fishing the Bulldog Division. So the next stop is going to be Lake West Point. Then we will be at Lake Sinclair. It's either Sinclair or Oconee next. So let's say if it's Oconee, then we go to Sinclair. And then we will follow it back up, right back at Lake Lanier again. So, hey, so that is how we would do it. All right, let's see who else we have. We have Joshua B. Fishing says, got a tournament this weekend on Lake Austin here in Texas. So you need to come in with some weight out there in Texas. Only been on the lake once, and I'll get a practice day on it Friday, but gonna do what I can. There you go, man. You got to get out there and make it happen. Make it happen. All right, then Vernon Neal says, I have a co-worker that used to work installing marine electronics. He doesn't recommend Interstate, not a good marine deep cycle battery. What you talk about, Vernon Neal? All right, so what about the AGM? That AGM battery seemed like it, I mean, it was working real good. And let me think. The deep cycle batteries that I have, those are just running my my trolling motor. So that AGM battery runs everything else. But the thing that I was told is that I should actually be running all of my electronics and everything off of that deep cycle battery. But I haven't had any issues with it, and it's been running 3 years strong. So it ran throughout the entire life of the warranty on there. All right. What do we have, guys? Check this out. Just Talk About It says, add this to your prize money. All right, Jess. Really appreciate that. Look at that. She's not even a fisherman, and she's stepping in here strong. She's like, let me get over here and show some support to MoneyBass. All right, and you guys make sure you check out Just Talk About It. She has a YouTube channel too. So make sure you guys head over there and check out Just Talk About It and let her know that MoneyBass sent you. Really appreciate that. All right. Then we have Paul Gavinsky says, let me see. Joseph B. Hey, Joseph B. Fishing. I took first place on Lake LBJ over in Marble Falls back in 2005. I love those Texas waters. Oh man, there you go. Mako Mill says, when are you and the Hawk competing? I want to watch the weigh-in live. Okay, yes, we'll definitely have to do that one live. All right. And then Vernon Neal says, how long did you have it? Let me see. Oh, I guess you're talking about the that interstate battery. So I've had it for 3 years. So it lasted right at 3 years, but right now we're just under 3 years. And generally, as much as I was fishing before, I think I changed my battery out every, goodness, it couldn't have been every year. I would say maybe every 2 years or so. And I was getting, I can't remember the name of them, but I used to get the 31s from Walmart were the batteries that I used to get, the deep cycle batteries. All right, and let's see what else we have. We have Joshua B. Fishing says, I didn't catch them, but last weekend 5 bass over 8 pounds were caught in Lake Austin by other kayakers. So I got some hard competition. Ooh, yeah, that is gonna be some tough competition right there, man. All right, guys. Hey, I really, really appreciate it. And Jess, thanks for stopping by. I really, really appreciate seeing you in the comment section, coming over here, listening to some guys talking about some fishing. But yeah, really, really appreciate that. And gotta give another strong shout out to Paul Gavinsky, member of the Money Team, always stepping in strong and supporting the channel. You know, I gotta do something special for my Money Team guys. Shout out to Paul Gavinsky stepping in. He is the sponsor of tonight's live stream. All right, guys, make sure you hit the like button on the way out if you did not hit it on the way in. It's been a good one, guys. I had a good time tonight. Shout out to Justin. Really, really appreciate you coming in and doing the interview tonight. And make sure you share it with your family, friends. Let them know about the channel. We will be back next week. If I drop a live stream tomorrow, guys, of course, you will get the notification. So make sure you guys go back and double check. Make sure you are still subscribed. Some people have been getting unsubscribed without them even knowing that that has happened. So really, really appreciate that, guys. All right, guys, I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next